Shabu Amun-Rayay, prayer of Amun-Rayay. Nuk Saduk be Amun-Rayay, Wu Nabeb, Molmad Uhu. I trust by way of Amun-Rayay and his master teachers, Wu Madiyak Hu and his Papadi, Wu Manzar Hu, Li Penan Zaman Wu Wakwat, Panabab Yanun, and his warner for this day and time, the master Yanun. Kalel Amadat Apili Amun-Rayay, Nadir Shalom Pa Batat Wupa Taha. All praises are for Amun-Rayay, overseer of the heaven and the earth, Anuki Nuwapu. I am Nuwapian. All right, family. And that brother that had that first spiritual experience.
That was me, Amun, Kifa.
Okay. All right, Amun, go ahead.
Yes, I had, when I had dozed off, I know I was in another reality, but I still was conscious enough to know the difference between what was going on here and there. And, it was real hot wherever I was at. And it was like a big old setting, almost like, something like a hotel. And there was a lot of people where I was at. And then we were talking and all this other stuff going on. But the one thing that I remember the most about it is it was so hot. Like I said, we needed fans and stuff like that. And it was different because, like how when we plug in stuff, it's usually like down at a lower level. But,
right.
Somebody, this female was talking to me and she was like, no, their plugs were up. Like, you had the plugs were just up. That's the only way I could describe it.
That let you know, you knew you were in a different place, yeah.
Yeah. But I thought that was real interesting and stuff with the plugs and stuff, plugging stuff in up above your head and stuff like that.
All right. Anybody else? Spiritual experience, thank you.
You're welcome.
Terry, are you here from Louisiana? Okay, who was that first question?
I have one.
I have one.
All right, go ahead, brother.
I wanted to know the significance of the six ether beings using Saturn, or any planet for that matter, for their rituals or whatever they're doing down here on Earth.
Because they have, everybody originates and have home planets, right? And one of theirs is Saturn, all right? And if you look at the spelling of Saturn, it's very close to the word Satan. You see that? And the devil's number is what? Well,
6.
Right. So name the planets in order from the sun. Mercury, count. Earth, Mars,
2,
Jupiter.
3, 4.
No. Start off first. Mercury, 1.
1.
Earth, Mercury, Venus, 2. Earth, 3.
Venus is 2.
Mars, 4.
4.
Jupiter, 5. Saturn, 6.
6.
No, it's the sixth planet. It has 6 rings. And it has an atmosphere of methane and ammonia, which is conducive to reptilians. Not oxygen, but they like to be in a radioactive atmosphere when the gas is ammonia and methane. That's where they're healthy. That's where they feel good at. You follow? And actually, they're not necessarily from the planet Saturn, because it's a gas giant, but from one of the moons. The moon that they're from that orbits around Saturn is Titan. Now it's snow-covered, and Saturn is far from the sun. But because of tidal forces, gravitation and pull, Titan expands and collapses over and over again, and that friction, you ever take a clothes hanger and bend it back and forth till it gets hot and break? So what happens is that when the Titan expands and collapses, that friction creates heat internally, and that's where they reside. in that heat. All right. What else? What can I tell you about?
So then I had another question too, because I was reading the 9 principles about the 6 ether force, the Caucasoids, the 7 ether force being the East Indians, the 8 ether force being the Nubians, and then the 9 ether force being the Nubuns. So which one do we fall under? The Nubians
it depends
or
on
the
the individual.
9 ether?
It depends. You all are a vast and variegated race. You would have to ask that question about yourself first. Now you look at your hair texture. That's the first marker. Do you have 9 ether hair? Nobody has 9 ether anymore. If you were 9 ether, you wouldn't be physical. You would be an Etherean. So you might have 8 ether, right? The average Negro, 8 ether. I have 7 ether hair. You follow? But you take the disagreeable beings, they have 6 ether. Fur, like animals. Are you following me?
Right.
Riskians, now Riskians, the supreme beings, they have long, wavy hair, like mine, right? And very broad eyes and melanated skin. I wanted to tell you all, too. Somebody asked about it. It was Amun Kiefer asked about the Indians last class. And I told you that they don't use protection from the sun like melanin that we have. What they have is keratin. Chinese and Indians are protected from the sun because of with keratin in their skin. But because when you have 6 ether, you have a curved root and a straight shaft that creates the number 6. That literally flops, right? But 9 ether, 9 etheric hair has a straight root and a curved shaft, and it forms the number 9. Are you following me? And that's basically the primary way that you would judge yourself, and also by melanin content, right?
Wow.
Although it can be confusing because you do have black devils that have very nappy hair, look like somebody screwed each one in one by one. You understand? Because you also have free will, and you can choose whichever agreeable or disagreeable is a matter of choice that we constantly make every second. But I'll tell you, the devil's time is up, and it'll be very unfortunate for somebody to make those decisions in these days and time, right?
Right.
It's really bad. Somebody asked me last class about the shift. How could I prove that the dimensional shift was real? Well, there are many ways you can prove the dimensional shift is real. For example, there's a shift, global shift, right? When you look at GPS, for example, if you were going from one city to another, if you were a truck driver or somebody that used or relied on GPS, if it ever gave you misinformation and you followed GPS and you didn't end up at your destination, of course you would make physical corrections and use your intellect to get there. You follow what I'm saying? But now you can tell that the dimensional shift is in, because why do you find all these whales beached, right? And you got to do research. Why all the honeybees dropping out of the air that fertilize the plants, right? Because they were using ley lines in the earth as directionals. Are you following what I'm saying? So when they fly away from the hive, they use the directional like GPS to get back home. And they're evidently getting cross-mixed messages because they're hovering in the sky so long they get tired and just drop dead of exhaustion before they make it home. Right? So there's a shift. You can understand that there is a definite shift. And in the attitude of the devil, you can see that they're at variance with the Most High, or God, or nature, which is root of the word netiru, or the deities, right?
Right.
So that they don't want to deal with natural nature anymore because their GPS is off, and they're dropping dead like bees and beach whales. That's why if you look up and Google why are white people dying faster than they're being born, you'll get the tragic news right away. You follow me? They definitely are disappearing. Right?
That's right.
So now they're trying to contrive new ways to make corrections for where they're headed. They want to come up with 5G, right? Because they're not interested in the nature of 5D. You see what I mean? They want to come up not with natural intelligence. They want AI, which is abbreviation for what?
Artificial intelligence.
Exactly. So they're at variance with God. They don't want the natural nature of things, because in nature, every species has a time to exist and then a time to become extinct, like dinosaurs, right? And when you don't follow that course, well, if you present, they keep trying to save species that are supposed to be extinct, like themselves, right? And when you do that, you don't make room for the new species, and you throw nature off, right? So they're trying to figure out ways to preserve and prolong their life artificially. You see what I mean? And just like in the United States, I told you politically, they go by the 5 Ps, and one is politics. And the majority rules by their system. Now, the thing is that because there's a minority now, and minorities outnumber them, they're trying to get all the minorities out of the country or lock them up in the penal system so that their vote doesn't count. And on the other end, they are paying Caucasians to come into the country. They're literally paying thousands of dollars for people to import themselves to migrate from Norway and different places like that. Now, one thing you should be informed of about those places in the north, like Norway, they have a very high percentage of Rh negative factor in their blood. Are you following me? Mathematically, it's about 15% world average of the population, but there it's like 35%, 30%, 35% of the people have Rh negative factor in their blood. And this is proven to be extraterrestrial reptilian blood. So Donald Trump is importing pan-devils to come here. But he's trying to they have a plan to get rid of all indigenous life forms on Earth, which would include yourself. You hear me?
I hear you.
That's right.
Yeah, that is
I have another question kind of pertaining to this whole six ether being thing. Is this like what's going to trigger the metagene in us? I guess the awakening, because you talked about last class that, we're similar to the X-Men and we're mutating.
Yes, exactly. In fact, you all are really gods. But see, let me just throw some light in this blind corner. Devils seek to change. He seeks to change times. He wants to reverse time back to the moon cycle when he was in control and in power, when things were going his way. Now, how do you know this is true? That he's trying to change time? Because overtly, like I said, they used to all the clocks and watches used to tick like a Timex. Tick tock, tick tock.
That's right.
But he snuck in, and some kind of way, he's managed to ease all the tick and tock out of the clocks, and now they're all silent. Another way you can tell he seeks to change the times is he's invented an illusion called daylight savings time. Are you following me? Well, this is a spell that he's casting only because he can't control time, but he is exhibiting his power by spell over the minds of individuals, because he has people laboring under the misconception that he's changing and controlling time, setting it back and what have you, but he's actually controlling the minds of the individuals that are turning clocks and watches back. Not having any effect at all on time. And through the fact that Father Babianoon and myself and the many others that preceded us were sent here, we are here to break the spell. And as the spell lifts, the devil's power fails. His power of illusion For example, I told you all when you were young, he seduced you into believing that cartoons like Daffy Duck and all this was funny and lovable creatures, but it was actually abomination because it was animals and people in the same body, which he is. He's the living beast. But with the spell being broken with these facts, now the veil is lifting. And it appears when you look at TV now, black people are becoming much better looking. Don't you see that?
That's right.
These sisters and things are beautiful, breathtaking, gorgeous, right? But now, you remember the time, or many of us do, when you looked at TV in the 50s and 60s, they had black people looking like Amos and Andy and Feet Don't Feel Me Now and this, that, and the other. They weren't very attractive because of the spell that they put in your mind. But now that the veil is lifting, they had created the illusion that white people were good looking and all their characteristics pointed to be, they were the beauty standard, to have a pointy nose and no color in your skin, so that they made people think that the paler you were and the more melanin recessive you were, the better looking you were. And the further away from 9 ether hair and closer to animal fur as far as on your head, that was a beautiful and wonderful thing. And to have eyes like animals, like cats and dogs and birds and fish that you could see through, and all these colors like a little puppies, that was a beautiful thing. And not to have any lips and no ass, you know what I mean? And have fur all over your body like an animal, that was all, you had hair on your chest like a man. You understand?
That's right.
And that was not the man, that was the beast. You understand? Mm-hmm. But the veil is lifting now, and you can see how ugly they are, and you can see the fact that they're just rejected, pale, leprous, pale white animals, because the only beings on the planet that have that melanin recessive, pale, leprous skin are animals. I'm saying that people are conditioned to saying black cats and black crows, you know what I mean, black dogs. But if you pluck that crow and shave that dog, that black cat or that black dog, is it black?
No, it's white. No,
right.
It's pink.
But they got you tricked into saying black cat. You follow what I mean, the spell? Mm-hmm. When you know in your mind that the cat is not black. When you see a white person with black hair, you say they got black hair, but you don't call the person black. You see the spell that they put on people? But the spell is lifting now. Mm-hmm. And now you're starting to hear them when they say things like tall, dark, and handsome. Right? Or you starting to question why do they use copper tone in the summertime to make themselves dark if white and pale was so beautiful and attractive?
That's right.
Why is it when they get sick, they say, oh, darling, you must be very sick, you're so pale. You look like death.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Because the Caucasian, you see, the Caucasoid, you know what a carcass is, right?
Yeah, it's a dead person.
Well, a Caucasus Asian is a deteriorating black.
Okay.
Whoa. You see? Abracadabra is a term they use. They're really saying a cadaver is a body, and they're talking about Abraham. Abracadabra means over the body of Abraham. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah, and what they say to children, abracadabra, peanut butter sandwiches. Abracadabra, you understand? And people don't understand that there's a meaning for all these things. You're starting to realize by lifting the veil, they don't have any history on Earth. They're tying into the vine by stealing your history. For example, they go to South America where everybody is indigenous, and the Spaniards go there, and they have a very high content of Rh negative factor in their blood, and they miscegenate. You know, armies travel on their stomach, but they also rape. And when they leave after many years, Cortez and them, everybody starts looking like something other than black people. Or they did the same thing. The Egyptians were invaded by the Egyptos, by the Greeks and different things. And now, even though you can look at the records historically, the thresholds on the pyramids, it's obvious that Egypt's in Africa and all the people were Nubian, black. But now when you go to Egypt, what do they look like? The majority of the population. Right? Well, that means the devil for 6,000 years has had a plan. His plan was to run in and mix his seed with yours because he knew inevitably that because in slavery he would have things like it was punishable by death for you to be caught reading the book. That he could only hide so long, and whatever was in the dark was going to eventually come to the light, and you would wake up. And he was praying that by the time you woke up, that a lot of y'all would look like him, and he would have more allies to defend his evil characteristics. Do you understand?
That's right.
Now you got people with white blood in them that are black, and they get offended when you say anything about white people, just like white people. Do you understand?
Yep.
And when they get mad, the first thing they do to insult you is call you black, ugly nigger. You understand? Black nappy-head nigger. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Am I right? If I'm making this up, somebody say it.
No, that's right.
You're right.
That's the first thing they do to try to hurt you, to attack you.
Cool.
They can't wait to say it.
Yeah, I know they can't wait to say you black nappy-head nigga, you know, black ugly nigga. That's the first thing they say. And they don't understand that that's a compliment.
Right.
No, I'm serious.
Right.
They're the ones that's cursed and damned, but it was hidden all that time. But I'm the hidden one, and I'm bringing everything to light. From out of the darkness came the light. You follow me?
Cool.
Now they're trying also with the penal system to change the laws, just like the time, so that they can make it illegal to be from another country. Now you have to logically ask yourself, how can Mexicans be illegal aliens, especially in places like Texas, New Mexico, and California, and Arizona, and all those places were once Mexico, and they stole it from them. Why do you think they have the name of the state as New Mexico?
Right.
Or cities like Los Angeles, San Diego. Those are Spanish names and with Spanish settlements. Do you understand?
Cool.
So how are people going to be aliens in their own land? And you, blacks, even if you were from Africa, the world is yours. Everybody came from sub-Saharan Africa.
Cool.
And there are no white people. There's different shades of brown. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
You have pale people, but there's no white people. Y'all be honest with yourself and look at something white around you and tell me if you ever seen a white person.
No.
Never.
No.
Well, why do you continue to call cats black and white people white? It's the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're saying that the time today is getting longer and the night's shorter, and you know you took your own hand and set the clocks back. In fact, you encourage people around you. Did you forget to change the time? Come on, man. White people got power over nothing except your mind.
Right.
You hear me?
Cool.
And they got black people eating all this, got you eating all this meat. That stuff is deteriorating. That's death that you eating. At the very, I'm serious. You know, anytime you putting something in your body that's slowly dying, it's decaying meat, or it's already dead. It's not putting life in your body, and you don't feel good.
Right.
Stop eating that carrion, that roadkill. Stop eating dead animals. That's his practice. You hear me?
Cool.
And then you say, well, I don't feel good. I'm sick. No wonder. Right?
Right.
That's right.
All right. Now,
Right.
I don't want to go on and start preaching, so let me get that next question. But look. Also, you say about the shift. Look at religion, right? How everybody is dropping away from Christianity, and their wicked religions, what have you. People are not interested in their holidays like Samhain or Halloween or Christmas. No, nobody believes in the devil anymore. You don't believe in the government because with the veil being lifted, the spell is breaking. Y'all can see Donald Trump. Y'all can see ICE. Y'all can see the government. And you can see that they're perpetrating the fraud and that they are, in fact, the terrorists. You see, they got the spell so bad that they got everybody believing that black people are criminals and that you're lazy and you're this and that and the other. If we was lazy, why would they have us imported for slaves to build up and do all their work? Right?
That's right.
And if we were such criminals and devils, so that every time you walk down the street, white people are rolling up their windows and locking their doors. But like I said, you got mass murders happening. Regular, maybe 600. Last year was 600 mass murders in the United States. Mass murders.
Right.
But every time you look at the perpetrator, what race is the murderers that's killing all these people?
They're white.
But they done tricked the world into believing that you're the devil.
Right.
You hear me? Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear no tick and talking. Isn't this amazing?
Yeah.
But you want to see the power of the devil? I'm showing it to you. Why? Because there is no defense against an invisible enemy.
Right.
That's right.
Now I'm making sure that y'all can see it. That is your defense. But the Negro that can see this and still go on being the devil, that's what hell is for.
Mm-hmm.
He'll find his place in the sun, on the sun. Yes.
They couldn't live without us in the 30s.
I'll tell you how important you are, God. If they were to kill every black person on earth, existence would collapse.
Right. They weren't thinking about where we were black, where they were in their kitchen cooking their food. And
not only that, they know that you are the source. All right? Are you following me? If they hated you so much, every time you have a Back to Africa, Pan-African movement like with Garvey, they shut it down. Why? They don't want you to leave from out their midst. You understand? They want to lie to you and convince you into thinking that they're God, a leprous God that curses people white that he hates. They want to make out that they're God and Jesus and this, that, and the other, right? And keep you in their presence because they know you are God and whatever you believe is really true. They want you fighting for them to keep them free to rule you.
That's right.
Remind me of that movie Cosmic Slop, the Space Traders.
That's right. They want you free, fighting for them in order for them to rule you. Go ahead. That's what a nigga is, a black devil. Go ahead.
Do you know how many of the 24
He didn't want to jump out the bushes. Don't do that, nigga. That's 10 to 5. Man, them white folks will get... that white man know everything. Oh, man, that white man. Them white folks will get... Man, them white folks got everything. That's the devil. I'm serious.
You're right, too.
They want you to fear the devil more than God.
Mm-hmm.
Man, them white folks got it. He said, shut your black ass up, coon. Them white folks know what niggas doing in the ghetto because you niggas running to them and telling them. God damn it.
Right.
Ain't no magic. Ain't no damn magic. You in bed with the devil. That's your God, your visible God.
You know what, Amun? I was thinking about the word.
Wait 1 second. How is it that you got black families, they have family reunions, all the black people get together, and when they walk in each of them in grandma's house, look on the mantelpiece and there's a big picture of that white Jesus and that white God with white leopard skin and flank dead fur and blue eyes, and everybody pass by and act like that's Jesus, and they worship that image, and don't nobody say nothing, because the reality is, it don't look like no goddamn body in the house.
That's right.
That mind screwing.
Right. That's right.
Now is that a spell?
Don't even make
sense. When you go to a religion like Christianity, and you worshiping the image and likeness of a being that's the total opposite of you, how you going to be equal in religion when the central figure that's charismatic to that belief is the opposite of you? Nigga, please.
Message.
Reverend Pork Chop, Pastor Fried Chicken.
Reverend Deacon Pork Chop and Pastor Fried Chicken, please. Yeah, now somebody had a question.
No, I was going to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me just say this real quick. I was thinking about the word religion the other day, and I broke that down, and I'm like, religion.
Legion's a demon.
Legion. Right. Legion. Not religion,
that's right.
Religion.
Yeah, I understand. And you got to look at that.
Right.
You follow me? Like Democrats, that's demons.
Right.
You understand me? And it wasn't never no Democratic Party. When you said the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, it says, and to the Republic. Don't say nothing about Democrats. They're the fake out. Right. They playing good cop, bad cop. Well, where the good cops at now with Donald Trump doing all this ugly shit?
Nowhere.
Where you Democrats at? Where's Nancy? Where all these Democrats at now? And they murder people all
in bed with them.
Where they at?
They in the bed with him?
I already know. All them devils. I done showed y'all videos of Nancy Pelosi and Schumer and them on the back steps of the Capitol with one knee praying to Donald Trump. He is their visible God. And they are the dragon that's giving power to the beast.
That's right.
Ooh.
So when he got out on them tarmacs at the airports and was lifting his hands autonomously to the skies, saying he's the Messiah, he was not kidding. He is the Christ, their Christ. He's the Antichrist.
Right.
You are. That's right.
That's right. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering, do you know how many of the 24 elders are here in present day, active now?
Yeah, I'm the head of them. Malachi is one. Father Babianoon is one of the elders.
So who are the other ones, Amun?
Well, let me explain to you. If you go to the Injil, right, you'll find out that there were 29 of us sent that day of the opening, the year 1970. And astronomers observed us and thought we were comets. And the one that shone the brightest was Bennett. That was Malachi. But you see, in Hebrew and Arabic, Ben is the way you say son. Like Ben-Hur, the son of Hur, right? Or Isa, Ibn Maryam, Jesus, son of Mary, Ibn, Ben. But Benat is how you say plural. There was no one Malachi come. It was children. Benat means the children, not one. You understand? There were 29 of us that came. And there are only 4 of us that are seen by the unaided eye. The rest of us are carrying out a very important mission, you know, that are and are hidden. You understand?
So how would you know if you were one of the 24?
Say it again.
How would you know if you were? How would you know if you were one of the 29?
Well, you mean me personally? I have evidence, right? There's evidence of me in all the scriptures, in the Bible, for example, in the Quran, because every Arabic verse, Muslim verse, ends with Amin. That's another form of the word Amen, right? And all Christians end their verses with Amen. That's Amen. Revelation 3:14. Unto the angel of the church of Laodicea write, saying these things. But Amen, faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God. All of the pataraks, all of the actual facts, all of the audio and video recorded by Malachi speak of me, the return of Christ, the Amen. Who is the Nawabi in Christ? Who is the Nawabi in Christ, brother?
Amun-Rayay.
But I've also, Partner Babianu, did Partner Babianu start out with that title in 1970? No, he was Al-Hajj Imam Isa Abdullah Muhammad, right?
Right.
And he transitioned as he evolved, he transitioned his titles. Well, I started off as Imam Ahmed Abdullah Muhammad, Imam over the city of San Diego, right? But now I'm Amun-Rayay. I'm still, because he's Partner Babianu, that doesn't negate any of the teachings of Dr. Malachi Z. York.
Cool.
They're just evolving. You understand? So I'm still Ahmed. If you read your holy tablets in chapter 13, tablet 16, verse 252, it says, I, Elion El, sent to you Ahmed as an apostle, reciting the purified pages, the holy tablets. And a lot more intricate is that he tells you in chapter 6 that I'm the three mems, like three commas, right? Ahmed in birth, Muhammad in prophecy, and Mahmud in the end. And you go to tablet 14 of chapter 6, it'll tell you that Gabriel went to see the Most High, and he looked into the light of Al-Hayu, the life-giver himself, and he saw movement. And the Creator asked him, said, did you see what that was, Gabriel? Did you see who it was? H-U, who? He said, I am who I am. You see, He is life itself. He said, told Gabriel, look deep into this light. You see three mems. Ahmed in birth, Muhammad in prophecy, and Mahmud in the end. I am what you call the Trinity. Not only am I the head of the elders, but if you listen to the prayer of Amun, I am the head of the overseers. I'm not just one of the 24 elders. I'm the head of them. And the other night, day before yesterday, I went up to heaven and transitioned there, and I came to many of you all and brought y'all to heaven. One of them was Terry Hannity in Louisiana. That's why I wanted him in class. I was telling y'all I was walking through black vortexes, right? And then I would make either a right or left turn. When I turned right, it would open up into a summer scene. I'm walking through beautiful trees with large bark where the branches connected over the top, creating a sort of a tunnel effect. And the more I walked, and then I used my mind, and I turned to a light being. And I used my mind to open the branches up, and I just started ascending up into the sky. I got so high, I was a pure light being. I was a deity. And I called Malachi there, because he said in one of his letters that one day he and I would sit under a tree drinking green tea. So I created the trees and the lawn chairs we were sitting there and the green tea. I had a lot of questions to ask him, but they just didn't come to mind. And I started going through all of you people so fast, but it seemed like I was taking a lot of time with each one of you. There was two of my children, Dominique and Lucia, two of my daughters, that I knew that they were demons on earth, and I didn't want to take them, so I looked at them and I left behind. But I reconsidered, and out of the mercy and compassion in my heart, I went back and got them too. I picked up a lot, but there were some people I just couldn't stomach. I couldn't touch them. Do you understand? And I just left them there. They were just too ugly to touch, you know, and I left them. I'm sorry. You know, but some of you will remember my business and some of you won't. It's not important that you do right now, but one day it'll all come to you. That's what I mean by all of you are God. Listen, let me tell you something. The description of God in every religion is that he's omnipresent. Isn't that right? What does that mean, somebody?
To be everywhere.
He's everywhere in everything. All right, if God is everywhere, where can you be that God is not?
Nowhere. Now here.
Well, then, if God is everywhere, that means you're God. What else could you be? There's nothing else here.
That's right.
Cool.
You just fell asleep and forgot who you are. You're an Enocyte, a forgetful being. And my job is, my mission is to wake you up and bring you into remembrance again, Zachary.
Thank you.
I love you.
So, were you born knowing you were the 25th, or did your memory come back as
No, I wasn't born. Neither was Malachi born knowing that. No. But when I was 7 years old, my mother and father separated. My mother moved to Michigan. I was sleeping at my grandmother's house on a let-out chair, like a let-out couch. I love my grandmother. She was one of the ones I brought to heaven, of course. But there was a little window to my right at night. Everybody was sleeping. The light got so bright outside, I've never seen it as bright as that before. And I heard this high-pitched frequency right over the roof. And I wanted to jump up and wake everybody up to tell them, because it was brighter than daytime, right? But I tried to move. I was paralyzed. I couldn't move, right? And then I lost consciousness. And I knew something happened when I woke up in the morning. I could smell coffee, and the elders, Reverend Shackelford and Brother Gibson, the deacon, all of them, always come to my grandmother's house to drink Louisiana coffee. And I walked through the house waiting for them to talk about what happened last night. Nobody said anything. When I came out the bathroom, I walked slow through the kitchen and waited again. They never said anything. So I never said anything to anybody for years. But I was taken up by my family, extraterrestrials, right? Later on, I was at my mother's house in the living room watching cartoons with the chair backwards on TV, and she was in the kitchen washing dishes and singing gospels, raised by my grandfather, Papa, we called him. He was a big pastor known from east to west coast in the country. And she was singing gospels, and I looked at her, and she had a big blue aura all around her head, and she was especially around her head. And so I got up and walked over to her slow, and I tugged on her robe. I looked up at her. I said, Mama, this is a thought world, and one day everybody going to have real big heads. And she looked at me condescending and pat me on my head. She said, yeah, baby, Mama knows. But I found out now, after time, she really did know. Because the last time I saw her, she was on the bureau. You understand?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she really did know. Right. But and then after that, I started waking up in the morning on the ceiling with my back to the ceiling, looking down at my body on the bed frequently. One time, it got so strong that I floated across the ceiling to the kitchen, dropped down under the doorway, and went over the ceiling, dropped down the living room. My mother was sitting on the let-out couch. I looked at her, and at that picture window where I had my chair, I used to sit in my favorite chair all the time in the wintertime in Michigan and look out and watch the kids playing, the squirrels and the cars passing by and all that snow. So I went to sit down in my favorite chair, and when I did, I went to look out the window, and I was looking straight at the wall. I got confused, and I looked up, and the window was way over my head, and I couldn't figure it out. So I looked down at my body, and goddamn it, I didn't have one. And that scared me, right, because I'm afraid of heights, and I looked at the door, and I started imagining, what if I got outside the door? I'd probably start going up like one of them helium balloons in the circus and would never stop going up. So I got scared and shot back to my body. It was a long time before I came out again. But, of course, I can see auras, have OBEs come out of my body and do all those things. And they always thought of me as extremely intelligent. They would call me little president and the professor, and that boy was a scientist, and this, that, and the other. Preachers be around me, and they would ask me questions like, all right, little Larry, what created the world? Was the world created by atoms or was it created by God? And I say, Pastor, why couldn't it be God that created the atoms that created the world?
That's right.
I don't have to choose.
Who?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. And Maxine, that boy, there's something else. When I was going to school, when I went to high school, when I got in the 10th grade, they kept bringing these IQ tests. White folks bringing IQ tests, and then I was doing those, and I was running through that stuff so quick, all the abstractions and seeing all these different dimensions. I aced that so quick. I was sitting there, that stuff folded up, looking out the window, and I got such high scores on that test. They called my mother to school to the principal's office, and I was in there with him, and two white men with briefcases was telling her, we want to take your son and put him in college right now. He's a very special student. He's way above. But my mother thought about it, and she sent me back with a note saying no. I asked her why, because I was bored with school. She said, baby, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to need everything you're getting in every grade in life. Now, whatever they take you out of and put you up 2 or 3 grades ahead and this, that, and the other, you're going to miss all that stuff that you should have had, and that's going to hurt you in life going forward. And that was her way of seeing it. And I know she did that out of divine love, but I was frustrated because she didn't know how bored I was with the curriculum. You understand?
Yeah. That's right.
For example, Mr. Robonchak was my band teacher, and he was a hateful devil. And my cousin was Sonny Stitt, the saxophone player that played all over the world for kings and queens and what have you. So when he asked us to choose an instrument, I chose a saxophone, right? And he said, Darrensburg, you don't have the lips for it. I said, my cousin Sonny Stitt, I want to play a saxophone. And I looked at this white man, his lips were so small, they was going backwards in his face. I said, yeah, I said, what do you mean? And he's going to force me to play a clarinet, right? I mean, not a trumpet, a cornet. And I didn't want to play that shit. I wasn't interested all year long. Then it came time for the big grade at the end. What you call it? You know, no, the big grade when you take the big test at the end. Huh? That biggest grade they count on that test. Anyway, so we had to take a test on the musical chart, right? I went home, and the day before the test, I got all the whole musical scales and everything. I learned all that shit in one night, all of it. And I came back the next day and got 100% on the test. That old evil white man, Mr. Obonchak, was red as a bottle of ketchup. He said, Darrensburg, tell me the truth. How did you do that? I said, I learned it last night. I learned it last night, you know. I thought that was normal, you know, to me. And he was going to say, he looked at me like, yeah, you learned the whole year worth of in one. That's right. Now you know, Peckerwood.
You can understand how you did that.
No, you didn't understand. I didn't either. I was just doing it. I do things like that all the time. And so can you. Because we can do anything. You're gods, but you don't know it. You forgot. I'm here to wake you up into that reality. But you got to beware of the devil. The adversaries at your throat. His arms are at your destruction. The wolf is at the door. Don't you ever forget it. He's your avowed enemy. He came down in hatred and anger, and he swore to destroy you and lead you off the track. The last thing he said on the way out of heaven, cast down to earth. And I remember that day. And he said, since you've already judged me erring, speaking to the Most High, I will certainly lie in their straight path. Talking about y'all. I'll come at them from their left, their right, above, beneath them, before them, and behind them. And you will not find most of them thankful, except those of the purified ones. Against them, I have no authority. If you don't have a pure heart and mind, he gonna get you.
say that?
I'm telling you, because the Most High gave all the minds, the reprobate minds, to Simjaza in the Holy Tablet. He gave them, so they don't even have a mind anymore. The devil's inside them doing their thinking. Tick-tock. Wake up yeah. Look, I'm tired of, I don't want to preach at y'all, so what's your questions?
I got one more, one more, and then I'm gonna leave the floor open.
Well, you don't have to count them. I'm here. That's what I'm here for. I'm your servant. Go ahead.
I don't want to take up too much more of anybody else's time. Go ahead. The Palladians. Now, when they were here, this is before the canonization of before they canonized the Bible and everything, is what I understand. When they were here creating these Adamites, what were they creating the Adamites for the reptilians as a source of food, or
and it wasn't just them. The Anunnaki were all the Draconians, and you see, the Palladians are subordinates of the Draconians. Are you following me? And the Palladians are a hybrid race too that were grafted by the Draconians as a food source. So even though they were sophisticated and UFOs and flying around and all that, them crackers wasn't nothing but sweet, suckling, tender pigs of food that was crossbred for the Draconians as a food source. They got tired of living in fear under the sword of Damocles, with a sword over their head hanging by one single hair, so that anytime the wind blew, it could drop. So what they started coming to Earth, and they bred the Adamite, the white folks. And then when they got enough of them and got them like they want them, they brought some back to the constellation of Draco and told them, said, don't eat us, wait a minute, we got something to show you. And they popped out them hunkies, and them Draconians boiled them up, and they started falling off the bone, and they felt they were sweet and tender. And then the other day said, okay, this is a reasonable substitute, but you don't have enough of them. And that's why they took 6,000 years to breed enough of them until the harvest, until the end of the world, when the fruit was ready on the bough to be harvested by the reapers, the angels. And that time is now. It's enough of them, and they're taking them out of here. You understand? If you go to Anchorage, Alaska, and you look up, what was the name of that? Nome, Alaska, rather. And them, what was the name of that picture? The Fourth Kind. Look at the Fourth Kind. I'm serious. Look up the movie The Fourth Kind. And you're going to see in Nome, Alaska, the Anunnaki came and abducted over 300,000 white people for food and scared them white folks so bad, one guy, they kept showing owls when they show up. The owls would be in the windows all around. Who? The wise owl is who? The creative force of will, the Anunnaki. And they would come in so ugly. Oh, they came over one man so ugly to appear that he got stiff in his back, screaming and terrified in fear, his back arched. You could stick your arms under his back, or a book or anything. He was that arched like a bridge. He got so stiff his goddamn spine popped in fear. Dang. You understand? That's how terrifying them things was that came there. But I'm telling you, they got together with the Palladians and they bred the Adamite here on Earth as a food source. Here come the pigs. Wow. Remember the Creator's promise. He says, certainly I know best what I created, so get down out of it. Hated as apes and what? Swine. As apes and swine until the day of resurrection, until the day that they are raised. Here come the pigs. Abba, abba, abba. Y'all done seen pig feet and jaws. Don't that look like white people? Tell the truth now. No, I'm not. I'm serious. I'm not trying to,
That's right.
cast dispersion on nobody. I'm just telling you the truth right there. See what done happened? They done lied on y'all. They done lied on y'all so much, because they know the truth about you, that you are gods. You're the supreme beings. You're the most beautiful, the most intelligent. You're the greatest of everything. And they're the lowest of the low, right? But now they done got to the place now they're trying to make the truth hide and the lie live out in the open. You hear me?
Sure.
That's right.
Right. So now, when they've been lying on you so long, when you tell them the truth about them, they want to kill you. Anybody tell them the truth, anybody tell the truth and stop telling the truth, don't they try to kill them? Ever since Jesus and before him, right? Every time one of us come and tell the truth, they want to kill us.
That's right.
Sure.
But everybody lying get a pass. It's just like Donald Trump. He want to lock up and kill the righteous, but he want to free all the devils from penitentiary.
Right.
Am I right?
They doing his work.
That's right. He want to make this a reverse, a new world order where the devil is in heaven and everybody else is in hell.
Sure.
That's right.
In the news, like Joyce, what was her name? They got Joy Reid. She had a news show, and she used to always make reference to Earth 1 and Earth 2. Because on Earth 1, that's way back when people live in the old time with that lie, that upside down alternative universes and alternative reality bullshit. And Earth 2 is where everybody was living in reality and truth, right? Well, they're trying to keep set back time and go back to the cotton pick, back to where it was heyday and beautiful for devils. Monday, happy, sunny day, all that shit. The good times. Yeah, that's right.
For them.
I understand. Yeah, that's right. Because a white man's heaven is a black man's hell.
That's right.
It's easy to know.
Cool.
I was just looking at a video yesterday where this white guy was talking about how they've been taking like 5 seconds away every so often and everything, and that's why time has been getting shorter and all this other kind of stuff.
They're not taking it away. It happened in 1943 with the Invisibility Project. When the USS Eldridge went off grid, right, time started getting shorter ever since then. The vortex opens up every 10 years since then. It opened up in 1943, 53, 63, 73, and Pontebaby and them was taking them in 2003. I didn't go with him. If I did, I don't remember. But at 3/26/13, 2013, he and I were taken up together in the vortex. And time been collapsing ever since then. In 1943, a year was a long time. Some of y'all ain't even old enough to remember. But you're old enough to remember when a day was a long time. But now, time is cut in half, at least. So now you're saying time is flying. Every time you look up, it's your birthday. You don't remember what year it is when you're ready to make out a poem. You have to pick your head up and think. Who's the president? What year is it? Because it's that fast. You don't forgot your age when you get ready to write it down. You don't even remember. You get confused because time is flying. Time sure is flying. It sure is, because what used to be a year is less than 6 months now. Time is collapsing. Because the illusion of time, the lie is collapsing. The real time is now.
Right.
That's what time it is. Absolute reality is the time is now. The concept of time is an illusion too. With the earth revolving around the sun, spinning on its axis, you got half the world facing the sun 12 hours, and the other side they call darkness is the shadow hour. That's all. Now you living under time, 24 hours in a day and 60 minutes in an hour and 60 seconds in a minute, 666. You understand? But the reality of it is, if I was to take you out of this solar system and you were looking down on the sun and the earth, and you wasn't under the sun and in this system no more, what time would it be then?
It would be
now.
That's right. It would be now.
Yep, now.
That's right. So if the time is now and you exist, of course you can't be aging or dying because you're an immortal, eternal being, God.
Right.
You living in a lie.
Cool.
Well, cast down from heaven. In heaven, you don't have no aging or illness or you don't have nothing negative. It don't no hunger, no thirst, none of that. That's why it says on the new heaven and new earth, there'll be no more pain, no more suffering, no more hunger, no more thirst. For the former things will have what? No more death, passed away. The only way that can be true, I'm telling you, is if you were in the spirit. You're a whole light being that occupies and projects the illusion of lower flesh. You're not that body. You're not them circumstances. Mute your phone. You're only watching these things happen from above. You're a spiritual being. When you travel out your body at night, and what you think is a dream, you travel all over the place, back in the past, up in the future, from one state to another, and you feel whole. You don't feel like you're missing nothing. You're a whole light being in the spirit. I was just there the day before yesterday and took a lot of y'all with me. I didn't take everybody, but I took a lot of people with me.
Thank you.
Right. Now the rest of you, as long as you're walking and you're breathing, your heart is beating, I would drop that facade and stop playing games, because your fastest way is too slow now. We search the reins of your heart. We know your deepest secrets. We are the thought before the thought. Stop playing with yourself. The only way out of this is the truth. And Aaron, are you here in Chicago?
Yeah, I'm here, Amun.
I want to let you know your package was ready yesterday, but we were too late. We were 1 minute too late for the post office, so it'll be in the mail Monday. And I want to tip my celestial hat to Aaron. He's a good brother because he's donating $100 a week to the mission. You understand, y'all? So everybody, please thank Aaron for what he's doing for the mission too.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jamal.
I love you.
Thank you.
Much love and life.
Appreciate it.
Good stuff.
All right, and also the brother Asar, he donated $200. We'll be working on something for him too right now.
Thank
Are
you,
you here,
Asar.
Asar?
Thank you,
Yes, he is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Asar.
Thank you, Amun.
Much love and life.
Thank you,
Sister Jasmine is always donating, and of course, the sister Cher in London, she just sent us almost $600, about $550 for a package. So I love her and appreciate her.
Thank you, too.
So what we do is we make sure that we bless everybody in kind, right? Because a whole lot of people always thanking me. Sure, thank you, Amuna. But I'm like that sister on that song. Give me something I can feel.
I heard that.
Help us pay
that's
these bills. Help us pay these bills. Mute your phones.
Mute your phone, please.
When you hear that feedback, why do you keep them open? You understand? That's the wrong nature right there. When you know you're disrupting the class, stop doing it right away. Nobody have to keep telling you. All right? Anybody else have a spiritual experience or a question?
I have Rahubat.
Rahubat.
Could you tell me on Earth 2, when we get to Earth 3, will we be the same as you, light body?
Yeah. You all will be like, you'll be spiritual beings, right? When you get to 5D, right? Not Earth 3, but 5D. When you get at least to 5D, you won't be in a solid, island time bound anymore. You'll be more translucent, less dense, right? And things will change for you, like when you walk, you'll be able to see like green light in your footsteps on the ground where you walk. When you walk past trees, you feel the wind blowing and you hear beautiful music. The trees will light up, you understand? You all will be perfected and young, and even if you're old, if you have pearlescent hair, like gray hair, it'll be beautiful, but you'll be able to do everything teenagers and young people do. You'll be beautiful and young. Do you understand what I mean? And you won't have to eat anymore. That don't mean you can't eat if you want to enjoy something. A lot of times, women will grow gardens and sit around and socialize, and they'll pass out peanuts. Just something to do. But as far as being hungry, when does your spirit get hungry?
It doesn't.
That's right.
Never.
When does it get thirsty? When does it get
Never.
warm? When does your spirit die?
Never.
When does it get sick?
Never.
That's right.
Never.
Never.
So go
Never.
back. No more hunger, no more thirst, no more pain. You see, you have an inner being. You have an inner vision, inner hearing, and inner heart. Who's that looking when you close your eyes? Who's still look? You say, well, I ain't got but two eyes, right. Well, at night when you sleep and you close your eyes and it's dark and you see things in your dreams, who's that looking?
The real you, the inner you.
That's right. That's God inside the temple. Not a building down the street, but the place on the side of your head next to your ears. That's the temple. And your eyes are windows to the soul. You are God. He's inside that flesh. He's not that flesh. You're not that body.
Cool.
You're not a physical being that has a soul. You're a living soul that projects the physical form as the lower aspect of itself. When you're talking to yourself about anything, somebody say, who are you talking to? You say, I'm in here talking to myself. Who's this duality? Who's this other being? That's God talking to you.
That's right.
Yeah, and a lot of times y'all get in an argument with God. But he's the first mind. Old people will tell you, follow your first mind. I knew I should have followed my first mind.
That's right.
But you should have listened to God, but you let the devil out talk you, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And his road led to hell, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it did.
That's right. Certainly thou wert heedless of it, but today we have removed from thee thy veil. Thy sight is sharp. Now you're starting to see, right?
Cool.
That's right.
What? Okay. Yeah.
I want to make a quick announcement. It's time for us to get started on our garb. I need you to please send me your measurements. Call me. My number is 215-971-4426. If you can't make the whole, pay for the whole thing at one time, you can make
payments
on until it's ready. But in the meantime, while you're making your payments, I'll be making your garb. 215-971-4426. I need your measurements now. Thank you.
Right, and the garb is $175, and you got to have postage. And you got to have postage and handling. It takes a lot of work to do it. Yes.
I got you this week, sister. You'll be getting Asar and Bess will be getting theirs this week.
Okay, well, all right. You got it. All right. Just make sure y'all got accurate measurements. And I want to tell you, this garb is it's not tight-fitting clothes. It's a loose-fitting garment. So if you're 36 in the waist or 34 in the waist, don't write that down exactly. You know what I mean? It's a loose-fitting garment. It's a flowing robe, and the pantaloons the same way. It's not a tight-fitting garment. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I got you.
It ain't nothing to show your shape with. Da-da-da-da-pump. Da-da-da. It ain't that.
Where's the best place you can go to get fitted?
It's not that now. I'm telling you. This ain't no Marilyn Monroe, Lola Falanas. It ain't that.
Amun.
Yes.
I was talking to Walt earlier on Telegram. We were just like sharing some messages and some ideas. We were thinking that we should get like a group chat going, like for the people who are involved in the calls, so we could all join like specific groups together, I guess, and then that way.
I think that's a spectacular idea. So what I say to you, Danny, you and Walt need to implement that and get it rolling. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Walt. This is Cheryl.
All right.
Hey, Cheryl.
Walt. Hi. Did you get a WhatsApp from me? You suggested.
Did I get a what now?
No, I'm talking to Walt.
She's asking if I got a WhatsApp from her. I did not, but you can follow me on Instagram, not Instagram, yeah, TikTok and Telegram for right now, and Facebook, and it's Amun Caffrey. So that's how you can follow me. I got Danny already. He followed me today, and you can follow me on Telegram. I started a group. It's We Are the 144,000.
That's right.
Okay.
So that's the name of the group, and anybody can follow it. Okay, and anybody can follow it. And if you can't, if you don't see me through that, you can find me through Danny.
Repeat the name of the group on TikTok.
On TikTok, Amun Caffrey. So that's AKHEN, and the next word is Amun. AMUN. The last word is Caffrey. KHAFRI.
And you'll be able to identify any group associated with me by the mere fact that it'll always be loaded up with class links. It won't be people just trying to talk for themselves. It'll be class links, that, like this class right now, that'll wake people up. You understand? Not just talking heads. Class links. When you start seeing class links, you know that's
how
me.
You can find me through.
That's right.
You find me through Amun. That's how you'll find me. I'm on every one of his social media platforms.
And every time that you post anything anyway, you should have class links. Just like this class right here. Class links.
That's right.
That's how you identify Amun. By the class links. And I love you all for taking the initiative and being motivated to get the truth out there. I tip my celestial hat to you. I really do. I'm very encouraged by that. We don't have much time, and everybody should be inspired to move like God. You understand? And start doing the things that gods do. Not just using reckless cries of, I'm God, I'm God. You got to start doing things that gods do. To be God.
That's right.
You know, like these Negroes wearing these uniforms and big tall hats, and there ain't nothing under them.
That's right.
They don't know no relevant truth. They got a lot of information and facts, and they keep talking heads. But it's not relevant truth. It's not going to help nobody. You come away from that and you say, man, that brother sure is heavy and smart. But if you were the real master teacher, you'd be coming away talking about, every time I get around that brother, I come away knowing, I feel like I'm learning, I'm smarter and smarter. You understand?
That's right.
I'm not here to show you how smart I am. I'm here to remind you how that you're God. What time is it?
We love you.
All right. We got time for another question.
Before the question, can I get the number again for the guard?
Yes, Anukas.
You gotta hurry. 215 971 4426. My name is Anukas.
Double check.
All right. That number was 215-971-4426. Anukas. Amun, right? Anukas.
Double high, yes.
And you can identify the people with me because all of them have the name Amun in their name. The reason for that is there is no big or small in the eye of all, right? So when we perform miracles like moving stars and what have you, we all do it in the name of Amun. It's a united group effort because we are all deities, just at different levels of consciousness. Everybody's not in the same place consciously, vibrating on the same frequency, but we are all headed in the same direction, straight up. But you got to remember, every flower blooms in its own time. Remember?
That's right.
That's right.
And ain't no thing about snap your fingers and everybody all of a sudden God. No. You know you God when you start doing what gods do. But you can't do the devil's work in God's name. That ain't gonna work. That dog don't hunt.
That's right.
That's right.
And anybody try to hunt with the hounds, you can't run with the foxes and hunt with the hounds. You can't do it. You cannot run with the foxes and hunt with the hounds.
Can't straddle the fence.
Say it again. No, you
straddle
can't.
the fence.
To those of you that are neither hot nor cold, I'll spew you out of my mouth. That's right. John 8:32, know the truth, and the truth will make you free. And it's got to be relevant truth. Everybody know grass is green, but that ain't going to help us. And the grass is green, the water's wet, and the sun is hot. Yeah, nigga, but that ain't going to help us.
That's right.
We know that. Tell us something we don't know. Break the spell. Raise our vibrations.
That's right.
Yeah. What other group on the planet is healing cancer and AIDS? Who else?
Nobody.
What other group on the planet moving stars in the whole creation?
Nobody's enough.
None.
Hell yeah, it's us. Am I one of the 24 elders? I am that guy. Right now, that's who I am. I am the man of the hour. And I'm here for a short time. You better catch on. Some people going to spend their whole time till 2030 debating as to who I am, whether or not it's me or not. And here it is, you done missed me. The devil got you. He fooled you.
Period.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. You around there being a nigga trying to figure out who I am, and I'm moving the whole creation? Quit clowning, nigga.
Yeah, for real.
I got a question.
That's right.
Hello?
If it's not me, who else is performing miracles?
Nobody.
That's right.
Nobody.
That's right. So why you following them? Are you crazy? Yeah, that's right. But the devil is a fool, you know. The Most High said, if he was to bring the heavens down in layers, the disbelievers would call it nothing but piled up clouds.
Wow.
That's right. I had one clown on Telegram named Desjer, D-S-J-E-R, and he keep on acting like he don't know who I am, no matter how much proof. I done brought that Negro so much proof, it'll melt a mountain down. And he finally came out and showed his true colors. He messaged me back. When I used the Patarak and all that forever, he say, I don't believe in no Patarak of Malachi after he was locked up. Devils changed all that. And he kept saying it over and over again, so I said, wait a minute. How could I expect you to believe in me and you don't even believe in Patababianu? You don't believe in nothing, nigga.
That's right.
Well, what do you believe in? What do you know?
That's right. To believe is a lie anyway.
That's right, but if you don't believe actual facts, nigga, I don't know what I can tell you. I told him, go outside and I'll move the moon for you and put your face in and I'll move it in a circle clockwise. Why you always moving the stars? You obsessed with that. I said, nigga, I do that because you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to know who I am. Who are you?
That's right. That's right.
That boy.
All the prophets that were sent by the Most High came with an ability to perform miracles.
Tua.
I'm in all the scriptures. I'm in the Quran, the Injil, the Holy Tablets, the Patarak, the actual facts. I'm in everything, Negro. Amen?
There's your proof.
Yeah. You want to know who I am? You're so busy doubting me, you won't even recognize the fact that I was in the world, but the world knew me not. I came to my own, but my own received me not. Look, it's 10:25. It's time to go outside and perform some miracles. Next time, y'all have yourself ready to start delivering some information to class, because, if you don't stop me, I don't want to be talking all through class. You understand?
That's right. We got you, Amun. We love you. We love it.
And I love y'all too. It's time to move these stars now. We had a new brother in here tonight too, right?
I heard a different tone as well. Yes.
Me too.
That's brother Marauder, too.
Hey, Marauder, I miss you, brother. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, is the other new brother here?
I'm here at Bryson.
Okay, where are you located, good brother?
Marietta, Georgia.
All right, can you step outside and tell me what you see in the sky? Please?
Yes, sir.
Welcome home, by the way, brother. Welcome home.
Yeah, everybody welcome the brother home. Thank you, son.
It's a bunch of clouds.
Welcome, brother.
Welcome home.
Welcome home,
brother. Welcome home.
All right, you see a bunch of clouds, you see?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to make those clouds move to the left. Just watch. Move to the left of the name of the Messiah, Amun-Rayay.
You move.
Yeah, that's right. And you're going to do, look, one day, man, you will do greater things than I. Just stay close, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who sees something in the sky? Cheryl in London, or is the brother from Africa still with us?
Yeah, he's there, but it says the cost here.
Okay, you say the brother's here from Africa?
He's on Zoom. Yeah, he's on Zoom.
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
I'm always glad you. What do you see in Africa in the sky?
I see a star right now.
All right. Tell us what you see. Raise up in the name of Amun-Rayay.
Raising up.
I love you. Now, go in a circle clockwise in the name of Amun-Rayay.
Move in. Move in. Move in.
Yes, sir. Where have you been all this time? I like it when you let me know you. I love your soul, brother. All right.
Oh, I'm always here, brother. Okay,
I love you. I love you.
Quiet witness.
Yeah.
I love you more.
Bless you. Anybody else see something in the sky tonight? I know it's cold in some parts of the country.
No, it's
nice and warm out here in California.
In the Caribbean.
It's cloudy in the Caribbean? All right.
Yeah,
well, okay, and watch the sky. You looking at the clouds?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I will make the clouds move to the left in the name of the Messiah. You see?
Yes, it's moving. I can see some dark patches.
I love you. Hey,
There's a lot of
I love all you all more than you love yourselves. Stay close and bring everybody. We got to raise up to 144,000. That's your mission. My mission is to wake you up. Your mission is to wake up the world. Wake them up. Spread these posts in every media outlet. Join every large group on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Telegram. Join every large group and post up these classes, the information, and all these class links. Let them have contact information. That's what you're posting. Don't let your ego run away with you. Start writing a whole lot of things about yourself. You hear what I'm saying? Start writing about this group and about these classes. You hear me? Put that out. I love you all.
What's the over my
We love
head?
Say it again.
Oh, there's a star moving over my head.
All right. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. We're going to make it go in a circle.
And I don't know what it is. It's awesome.
It might be a craft. Okay, we're going to make that go over your head. I'm going to make it go to the left in the name of Amun-Rayay.
Wow. It's just come through the clouds just like that.
That's right. You will that to happen. You will that to happen. I love you all. Wadu, Nitia Authority, Amun-Rayay as a servant of the 144,000. One love.